Hello, it's me NONG speaking. This is part 2 from the part 1 that I upload the video. The reason why we shut down closing the shelter because we are not registered foundation yet. But I have to explain to you how to register foundations. Once of all, we have to have guarantee money, about around 200,000 cash, 200,000 baht cash in the bank as guarantee money. That's we not have it. It's been my fault. Maybe yes, it's my fault that I don't want to register foundation also. Why? Because I'm thinking of another ways to running the shelter. We can be under umbrella. Under umbrella, that means we have the foundation that already registered, and they want to let us, Shelter Center Pattaya, to be their partner, or their younger brother or sisters. I'm not decided to register foundation yet because I'm so new in these towns and I don't know properly how to running shelter foundation. So I prefer to have the foundations as the bigger sister, older sister, or older brother who can teaching me how to running the charity. That is my first reason. 2, if we are registered foundations, we must have many positions in the center as social worker. In Pattaya, we have not many, a few that they are have like social worker license. So that persons, they work so many foundation in different foundation, and that I'm not sure how much you asking the money. We also need the nurse. We also need the psychology officer who study of psychology. So these 3 positions is not easy to find. Ones, 2. I'm not sure how much they were asking because another foundation they will never tell me how much they pay them. But because shelter center, we are just small shelter. We don't have much money. We don't have much income to pay all of those high positions. Director cost. Since I work here, since I stay in the shelter for 5 years, 4.5 years, I have none. Sorry. The first year when we have the Dutch group as our main sponsor, he asked me to get the money, salary. But because I'm running by myself, I know how much money income we have and how much expense we're spending. I don't think it's good to have the money, my salary for myself. So I decided to say, if I have any expense by personnel, I will keep that bills and I write down its personnel bills. So that's the reason why those officers, child protection group, many of them that you saw on the photo, they are from police. We call Pattaya too. Yes, they work for children and women, trafficking, abuse case. And a child protection group, one from officer Nong Pư Hall. She moved from Pattaya city. 3 of them from we call Pamajor, is in Chonburi province, who look after all NGO and governments office around Chonburi province. 3 of them. And another 2 of them from NGO. 1 at Hua Yai and 1 at Po. When we're talking, I say this is your position here, child protection group. For the last 3 years, I never get invite from you guys. I told them, I'm talk to them in front. I say, in last 3 years, 3.5 years, you never invite me to any meeting. My last meeting by my friend, organized the meeting. But before that and after that, this group never invite me. So it shows me some things. What? You don't like each other or what? So I say that, and it's not fair if two NGOs in the group. So many times in the meeting before, in the big meeting, I always against the way they're speaking. Maybe because of that, they don't like me. I think so. One meeting from the big organization, foreigner man, he have a meeting, and we talk about child abuse case, child abuse in Pattaya. Why everyone said it's more abuse, but I say less abuse. Because I worked with child abuse case before, and those kids, they still contact me. And I always ask them, do you find your friends who's those kids? He said none. I saw no one. However, in another meeting, I said, we are working. I'm not half salary by myself actually. But another, of course, they have to survive. They have to have salaries. So one big meeting, I said, I not agree. When officers who work for one case, to help one case, maybe one boy, maybe one girl, why not you work alone? Same as me, I work alone. I always work alone. But why they work from five different organizations? If you have high salary, let's say you have 15,000 a month, that means you have 500 baht a day. And if you go with one case, with 5 persons from 5 organizations, that means 500 times 5 persons, that means 2,500 baht a day that you spend it. But if you work alone, you can spending as 500 baht. And I tell them that maybe this the way is we must work, because in Pattaya have so many problems. Why one problem? You need 5 officers when you have 100 problems waiting for officers to go visit them. That's the reason I always work alone. Same as I work for homeless people many years ago. This is also the reason I think they don't like me, because 4 years, many years ago, I worked with foreigner homeless. And one of foundations, they copy what I said in the meeting about the homeless foreigners, and they write a letter sent to Bangkok Post. After that, many journalists came to Pattaya for interviewing me and my homeless people, my friends. They want to help me. One of the officer team, she pretend that she worked for foreigner homeless, and she want interviewing by herself on the TV show, on the TV news. And then after that, I'm thinking this is not fair when you not work, but why you show your face on the TV when telling people that you working for foreigner homeless when you're not working. So maybe because of that, she don't like the way I say it, because for her it's like she lost her face, you know. I don't like people, they're stealing other people's job when they not give the credit. If I work with somebody, I always give the credit. If I have a friend, he's a journalist, he introduced me to another journalist, I always say, thank you, Patty, you help me to introduce and to drama, something like this, you know. At least I give you credit. But those people did not give me any credit. Because of that,